Tim, how are you?
I'm good, Avelli. How are you?
I am good. I'm sweltering, that's for sure.
Right? I'm melting.
Wait, let me throw the water on you. Are you a good witch or a bad witch, Tim?
Yeah. Oh, it is
Well,
hot here on the East Coast. Oh my God.
oh, it is. And I am supposed to be trekking out to look at venues in Vegas, and it's 114. They're like breaking records.
Okay, so this is cool for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hate when they say, "Oh yeah, but it's a dry heat." No, it
Yeah.
ain't. No,
It's
it's hot.
so heat.
Yeah, it's friggin' hot. But Tim, guess what?
What?
Our show is sponsored by Überlube.
I love Überlube.
Yes.
And
Uberlube.com.
yes, and I love that, it is a lube, of course. We all know what that's for. But you can use it on your hair. It is actually like a moisturizer for your hair, which
Yes.
is interesting. Use it one end or the other.
Yeah, they have such a great, it's not just for sex, it's for sport, it's for style. And like you said, it smooths out like unruly hair that's frizzy. And they leave like a perfect sheen, and the major salons are using it. So that's great.
Yeah.
But Uberlube's main motto is feeling is everything.
Oh.
Right? And after your hair is done, you really want to feel great. So that's that's important.
Oh, goodness. But you had a good week?
Yeah, I had a good week. So, I mean, I can't believe how fast it went. The last couple of weeks I've had off, a day here, a day there,
right?
Because of holiday. So this was the first full week back. So Monday through Friday.
Yep, those 5-day weeks again.
But I'm seeing Janet Jackson on Saturday.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, I'm excited. I can't wait.
I've never seen her perform, but yeah, Mike Todd from Get Out Magazine just went last night.
Yes.
So,
he finally got to meet her after how long?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get the chance to meet her, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wonderful. So Loose Lips, Tim, can be seen on Ripped TV by hitting rippedtv.live.
Yes, I've heard.
Wednesdays, they are airing our latest episodes live at noon, so you can watch, chat with all the other subscribers. It's a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. And also, if anybody has any questions about your relationship, your sex life, everything is on the table. You can, and you'd like to get our advice, Ike and Tim, because we're just such experts here.
Yeah.
You can send your questions to our Facebook page by DMing Facebook.com or by DMing Loose Lips the podcast on Facebook, or you can go to Avelli events at hotmail.com.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Loose Lips the podcast. Now, just a quick little note: if you're going to ask us questions about relationships, knows that we're two bitter Bettys, so we may not have the best answer for you.
That's true. That is true. Well, listen, how about let's get our guest out here. He's incredible. And I love this guy. Our guest today, he started by working for many major companies like Google, IBM, YouTube, and even more. We'll get into all of that with him. And through his experience, he started his own companies and was a winner of I think it's Babson College Olin School of Management's Entrepreneur in Training program.
That's incredible.
Yes.
I won nothing.
Yeah.
He is now the CEO of SmartLabels and has run the company since May of 2022 when he purchased it. Please help us welcome. I'm so excited, I got to tell you, because I can't wait to hear all about his amazing career. Welcome, David Hewlett.
Yay!
Hello.
Hey, David, how are you? We are good.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely.
Well, we just discovered you're on the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hot over here too.
Yeah.
How hot?
It's well, it feels hot for us, which is like 85 today. It's not very hot, right?
Yeah, well,
it was what, about 90 today here.
Today,
again, steamy.
But you guys have humidity though, right?
Oh,
we don't have that much humidity.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about everybody's like, oh, yeah, but it's not. We have a dry heat. I'm like, ugh, please.
And you're in the San Francisco, the Bay Area, yeah?
I am, yes.
Cool.
But I'm just like I live in Marin County, which is just north of San Francisco, across the Golden Gate Bridge, and the where we live, the fog stops before it gets to us. So
oh my gosh,
so it gets hot, and we live in the hot part near San Rafael, and but we don't get the benefit of the cold air coming in off the fog.
Oh wow,
okay.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible. So you're in the straight part, because San Francisco I know is extremely gay. So you're like in the.
I mean, I used to live in San Francisco, but
in those experimental years.
That was you. We are actually trying to come out to Palm Springs. I have a show that I do with Tim called 50 Shades of Gay, and we've been traveling around the country with it. So we're trying to get out to San Francisco and the Palm Springs area.
Well, Palm Springs and also Berkeley. We were talking to somebody in Berkeley. So
yes.
Oh yeah, I mean Palm Springs would be great. I have a little side business that I do where I have some Airbnbs at Joshua Tree. So whenever I go to check in on the places, I fly into Palm Springs and then drive up there.
Oh yeah, I haven't been to Joshua Tree yet. I would love to go out there.
But I kind of agree with you that dry heat is still heat.
Yes, thank you.
Even if it's a desert, it's like
yeah. It's what the same thing with the dry ice. It's cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So San Francisco, home for your whole life, or
is that where you grew up?
Yeah, sort of. I grew up on the peninsula south of San Francisco, and lived there for 9 years. Then I moved to Nashville, Tennessee when I was 9.
Oh, sweet.
For my dad's job, and lived there till college. And then I was in LA for college. I did a summer in Las Vegas, brokering exotic cars. And then had a summer in Spain that I lived there trying to learn the language. And then I did my business school up in Boston. So I've been all over the place. Lots of fun places and around the country.
Absolutely. I mean, those are some great life experiences.
Yeah, here, there, and everything in between.
Yeah. So,
although I will say that they call Nashville like Nash Vegas now, but it literally probably happened the year I left, and I'm just trying to be like, I really don't think it was me. I don't think I was the problem. I wasn't holding them back from being cool.
Oh my God, because like everybody's moving to Nashville now. I know so many people like from LA and from New York that are actually relocating to Nashville. I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place to live, actually.
It's a cool town. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
tú hablas español, ¿sí?
Un poquito, pero es más mejor cuando soy borracho.
Oh, okay. I don't know what.
I'm better when I'm drunk.
Okay, there we go.
It kind of flows off the tongue a little better.
Same.
Right?
Yeah. All the inhibitions fly out.
Guilty. Yeah. So I heard you say business. So where did the flair for business come from? Because you have quite a career, in so many big companies like Google, IBM, YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I think I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I think it started with like video games like SimCity or games where you're creating something from nothing, right? I just loved like the growth of things. And so, as I kind of got along in my career, I was just like, man, this like sort of like growing something from nothing and having the potential to be huge is really fun. And so that's kind of what got me into the tech world originally. And then when I came up to San Francisco, I was coming from business school. I had my own company, but it was winding down, although it was a super cool company. This company was called Drink and Hunt. And basically what it was a scavenger hunt bar crawl, played on your mobile phone. And it was like you played on teams against other teams.
Oh my God,
that's kind of like going to the bars and trying to be the first one to get to the end. And you had to answer like trivia questions and do like picture challenges.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
It was awesome. We were in, and it was like literally the most fun job you could ever have. I didn't get paid very much, but like
especially preparing for it, setting it up, and
oh my gosh, my research for like the best bars to go to is like definitely a job perk.
So once they found like they would be at one bar and find the clue, and then that would give them a clue of like the next bar to go, like the
That's why.
like the
Right,
Irish,
but then
the
we would
Irish
put in
love this rock or something,
Yeah.
so they go to Blair and East Stone or something, and
yeah,
that's
yeah, and then
so
the so in
cool.
each bar they would have to find something that was in the bar that was like on the wall, that was going to be there permanently, and then write down what it was into the app, and that would start a timer for the next clue to be unlocked. But you had to be there for 15 minutes. So what are you going to do, right? I mean,
you drink.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Does that app still exist?
It does not anymore. No, we just couldn't make enough money with it. We did a lot of price testing with the ticket prices, and
shoot, that's a great idea.
But we were in 6 cities across the U.S. We had 6,000 customers go through in the first year. I still have people call me to this day because I used to give out my personal number like when I was early on, being like, "Hey, David, are you still doing that thing? I couldn't find it anywhere. Like, can we do another one of those?"
Now, was that your first business?
That was probably my second business. Before that, I was doing some stuff with helping small businesses advertise on Google. And manage like the complex parts of paying for ads.
Which is huge now.
But it's now Google does it all for you. I mean,
right?
You're to a certain extent you're putting your money in the wolf's hands and you're the sheep. But
right.
You know, but they want you to do well because then you'll spend more.
Bringing. Yeah.
So
wow, I love your creativity. That's you're very creative. So I mean, and you've worked like huge Google, IBM, YouTube. These are enormous corporations. How now? Did you find like similarities from like the business side? Of like, you know, from the, because in some ways business is business, no matter what the product or the service is. You know what I mean? Like, did you start seeing similarities across the board?
Well, so what's interesting about my jobs at Google, YouTube, and IBM was through an acquisition, but is that I was able to find like startup groups within those companies. So everybody hates me for this one, but so the team that I was on that started at YouTube was the small business advertising for video ads. So the skippable video ads.
Yes.
That everybody hates so much. Yeah, that was I didn't design them, but I got a bunch of people to come pay for them. Which people are like, you know what, David? I don't like you anymore. But I always say, no, but mine are the ones that are skippable.
Those I don't mind.
Right?
And I'm setting it on 3, 2, 1.
Click.
So like when those first came out, I built out the like the acquisition plan for small business acquisition to get small businesses to do advertising on YouTube. And so that was really fun because it's like it was brand new within YouTube at the time. They didn't have it. And so the world was our oyster, right? And the great part about that versus startup is that like YouTube had a lot of money. So like we could do some fun things. And so that was great. And then I did the same thing on another team at Google where I was, again, sort of on a tiny team that was building something really grand. And so that was kind of, so I got that startup feel, but within the big company.
Right.
But it was crazy because the you know, even when I was at like the least corporate of large corporate companies, I still felt like it was too corporate for me, and I had to go back to the small business world. I mean, that's just who I am, you know. Like, I gotta be.
Once you start, once you've done your own thing, and then you're under a structure where somebody says, "Oh no, you have to do this," or you have to report to somebody, or "Oh hell no."
Exactly. Then it's done. Let me ask you, David. So like with Google, did you work there when it first started? Because out of Google, IBM, and YouTube, Google was always the fun place to work at. That's what we always got that, you know.
Yeah, it was interesting. Well, because YouTube was actually owned by Google at the time when I worked there, but they called themselves the Wild West because they like Google would be like, "Hey, do this," and they'd be like, "Yeah, not really. We're going to do this." And that was interesting, but it was actually pretty nice working at Google. I was there in, I want to say 2015, so not when they started, but my wife actually started working there in 2006, I want to say. So she was she was real early when, you know, the founders were riding around on the scooters around campus, and you know, she was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" You know, a little different than that now. But no, it was very different over there too. But it was crazy. I mean, like the kind of like the food they have these micro kitchens that are like themed. There's like a sushi restaurant that you can just like walk over and go to, and everything's free. Just like
I heard,
go do it. It was just like, it would be like, "Where do you want to go today?" It felt very surreal to be at that company.
And look, right where I'm looking at my TD bank account, and I'm like, "Well, I'm not buying sushi today." But you'll notice Tim and I, we have different ways of asking questions. Tim asked the intelligent questions. I asked the questions because I want to know, you worked at Google, IBM, and YouTube. Have you met any of the CEOs, and which one was nasty?
I have not met any of the CEOs. No, I met some nasty people, but
you can out them here. Trust me.
Well, since my wife still works at Google, I'm gonna.
Now, one thing, I can't tell exactly how old you are or how young you are. I'm 63.
Okay.
And I remember when I was younger, when I was a kid, a lot of people would ask, you know, what do you want to do when you grow up? Oh, I would like to start this business, or I would like to do this, or I would like to do that. Several years ago, I'm now an actor and a singer, and I was on like a film set with a lot of like younger actors or younger performers. And I just remember asking them, so what do you want to, and most of them were in college, they were studying at school. And I was like, so what do you want to do after you get out? And one of them said, you know, oh, I want to go over work like at Google. And one is like, oh, I want to go work at MIT. And I'm thinking about going over here, and I'm going to like work for JetBlue. And I'm going to, not one of them said, I want to be an entrepreneur. I have a good idea. I have, you know, it's almost like it's not even their realm of possibility anymore. That it's almost like that corporate America has just shut down that mentality to where you have to come and work for us. You can't do anything on your own. You know what I mean? Have you seen that or noticed that? And
you know, I guess I probably surround myself with people that think maybe the way that I do, a little bit, right? Like because I love just talking about this with my buddies and being like, what are you working on? What are you working on? And they get excited about learning what I'm doing, and they want to offer ideas and get excited about the concept of doing something on their own or something at a small company. And so like, I think that just by the nature of the people that I'm around, especially here in the Bay Area, I feel like there's a lot of people in startup tech.
Nice.
And so like, there's this feeling of like, that's very normal to be at a company that like might fail tomorrow, right? Like,
right.
But like, there's the hope that you know you're able to do something and make something great. So you know, I've been around that, and then also the business school I went to, Babson, it's the #1 entrepreneurship school in the country, and so
how cool.
Yeah. So like,
so they kind of encourage and instill that in you. That's great.
Yeah, and it was the reason I chose it was because I was like, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. Like, I'm going there. And it was great because I mean, almost every class they had was integrated entrepreneurship in some way, right? They were like, let's talk about it from a big standpoint, or like, you know, let's talk about a big supply chain or something like that. But then let's talk about like, how might you build that supply chain if you didn't have the finances to do it, and you're like trying to get creative on, you know, printing T-shirts or whatever it might be, right? Like, how do you do that? And then, you know, you start getting these ideas from the classroom, and so you know, being around those people, being around kind of in the tech world, I've kind of just naturally been around people that think like entrepreneurs.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Love that. I need to meet some of your friends.
Yeah.
I need to get more back in.
They'd love you guys. They'd love you guys. You guys would be. They would be like. They would love to be on this conversation right now.
Oh, well, perfect.
I wouldn't get to talk because they'd all be.
Yeah, exactly. Going. Well, how about we do this?
Yeah.
But do you like when you hear about a product or something, like if you're brainstorming and you know that feeling when something just hits, like in your stomach, you just go, oh yeah,
my method for entrepreneurship and coming up with ideas is a little bit different. I like to design things for businesses typically, although SmartLabels is for consumers.
You mean on computer?
On computers, yeah. And so, in every job that I've had, and here's one of the things that I really took away from like the YouTube job, the Google job, the IBM job, is that I got to talk to a bunch of customers for those businesses, and I would just start talking to them about what problems they have, right? Like what are you struggling with? Like what's hard about, the company that got bought by IBM was called Ustream. It was like a live streaming company. I was like, well, as a business, like what's hard for you with streaming? Like where's the holdup? Why don't you do it more often? And then they talk about why they don't do it. What's the problem? And then I'll say, well, I could solve that problem for you, right? And so then I say, okay, well, here's your problem, right? So does anybody else have that problem? So then as I start talking to the other customer, I say, have you ever had this problem? And then they say, I have had that problem, right? And then you say,
well, I've got
okay, well, now there's something here, right? There's a bunch of businesses that have a problem. And now I'm going to go design something to fix the problem.
Absolutely. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So you kind of find out what the need is and then come in with the solution. That's
everybody.
Yep. Great.
Yeah. Well, because the problem is, right, if you just come up with an idea that's like, you're like, oh, that's super cool, right? You might spend a bunch of time designing the product, building it out, getting a prototype, getting out there.
Yeah.
And now you're 6 months to a year in, you've spent this much money, and you go out there and people may not buy it.
Right, exactly.
And then you
don't know how to promote it or how to get it out there to the right people, right?
Yeah, and then you're SOL, right? So like it's and you're like, well, now I just wasted all this time building this thing, and I can't sell it. And
money,
and now I need to go get a job at a corporate job again, and
actually
make some money.
That's good. What kind of advice would you give someone who is starting? Like they have a great idea. They don't have the money. They're starting to, fail, and they really want it to come through, and they can't. They're trying to get to where they want to get, but they can't.
So you're saying they've already got a product in there, and
stuck? They're stuck.
Yeah, it's a tough place to be, and I've been there. Right. So the first thing you want to do is think like your customer, right? Think about what is most motivating to them. And I learned that the hard way when I designed that business for the Google stuff, right? I was like, hey, I'm gonna solve your advertising problem on Google. You're not gonna have to worry about it anymore. And these companies were like, well, I spend $500 a month on Google. It's not my biggest problem. Well, my biggest problem is payroll. How much revenue is coming in?
Right.
How can I move through my inventory? Right? Like those are the things that are on my mind at night, right? So start thinking the way your customer's thinking. Start thinking about their biggest problems, and then sort of position your product within their biggest problems, because then they'll start paying attention to it. Right? Because it becomes if it's part of their big problem, then they'll be excited to get that thing solved, right? And they'll listen when you call. So if there's a way to do that with a product you already have, then that would be one of my pieces of advice. The other one is don't give up. There's you just gotta, if you hit a brick wall, you just gotta get up and walk around it and go again until you hit the next brick wall, and then and don't let it get you down.
I would think
those are the entrepreneurs who are successful.
I would think the number one problem is probably money, right?
Money is a big problem, but you can get pretty creative on ways to finance things. Like there's some really creative tools out there where you can get like friends to finance, and there's like these investment tools where you can basically send things out and your friends can invest $30 or $50, and there's they get returned money if you make money, they get it back first.
Right.
But there's like tools like that where you can just kind of like go out on social media and do that. It's not, it's not like a GoFundMe. That's a little different, right? This is an actual way where your friends could make money if you end up,
they get a return on their investment. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I had a friend who started up a brewery, and he did this, and he was like, "Hey, you could be a part owner in a brewery," and then everybody's like, "That's kind of cool, right?" Like I want to say I own a brewery, and so there's ways, even when it seems glum and glim around the finances side, to find creative ways to get money.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're in entertainment. So we do like a lot of show. I'm a singer. I'm an actor. I do film and television and theater, which again those are all industries, money. They're money-driven industries.
Right.
And just trying to figure out how to put up a show or put up a production is I could use your creativity.
Yeah. Yeah.
To come up with new ideas and new ways of doing this.
Yeah. That's always good, you get a new set of eyes on things and looks at it a different way, right?
Absolutely. So tell us about Babson College. You brought it up just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
You won an award. Am I right? Tell us about that.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And what company that was?
The award?
Yeah, for.
Right. So basically, they have this entrepreneur and training program, and the way to get into it is everybody in like your class, or your grade or whatever that comes up with a startup idea, and then pitches it to the class, and the class gets fictional dollars to invest on which ideas they think are the best. And from that, you have to be in the top 20. And then, as the top 20, you then get to pitch to actual real angel investors who have fictitious money. And then they will select the top 8 people who make it from there. And then those 8 people have to recruit 2 or more classmates to work with them for a semester on their business.
Wow.
As part of this class of where you're going to like learn how to build businesses, but you have to recruit them to like use their credits that they need to get for classes on your business.
Wow.
And if you can't recruit them, then you can't be in the program. Wow. So then that whittles it down again. And then at the end of it, you pitch to some venture capital people again, fictitiously with fictitious money. But you have to, then if you win that, then you get the award.
What an amazing program.
Intense.
Well, they try to model it after like, here's what's kind of like the real world, right? Like you're going to have to get people on board. You're going to have to get your friends and family to invest in you. And then when you need more money, you're going to have to get an angel investor, and you're going to be one of a few that gets it. And then after that, you're going to have to recruit a team to work with you, right? And convince them that your idea is great. And so, it was a great experience and really well thought through. For something that's not done in a lot of places in the country in an educational sort of structure.
Absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of those principles and what you learn from there apply to today. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, all the skills, right? Career.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, have you noticed changes and shifts in industry and over the years?
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of changes. It kind of depends on the industry. It depends on it's interesting. What I've noticed is there's less giant opportunities and more niche opportunities. I've noticed that like large companies are able to either solve things themselves or again sort of buying something very specific if you're going for an acquisition. Now, of course, you're still going to hear about the big acquisitions that people come through and make tons of money off of. But it's just it feels harder and harder to find a company to break out with if you're looking to be a unicorn business. And that's the kind of key distinction. And it's a little bit different with SmartLabels because I SmartLabels, I hope will be big, right? Like if it gets huge, awesome, fantastic.
Yeah.
But like I didn't set out to be a unicorn business. Like
what do you mean unicorn business?
Oh, sorry. So like a Facebook or Instagram or Google or
like a
the business that's like billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, right? And started in Facebook started at Harvard, right, in the dorm room on the window, right?
Yes.
Right, and Microsoft.
Microsoft, Google started in a garage, right? Like it's like that kind of like the unicorn company is the one that like
shattered the wall.
It doesn't exist. It's too hard to find, but like every now and then it just you get one and it's like beautiful and everybody makes money and all that stuff, right? So, but like to do that, to grow at those speeds. I'm 43. You asked how old I am, and but I've got 2 little kids, and my energy level since having them has gone down to here. So I need a business that's like let's like have some reasonable goals here.
Yes, exactly.
This isn't the next Facebook.
Well, one last question about Babson. Do you still work or keep in touch with the other students at that time? Like, have you ever worked with any of your other friends from school?
Oh, absolutely. That drink and hunt business was something that I designed with some classmates from business school. Cool. And then, I still have really good friends from business school there, and I reach out to them all the time to be like, hey, here's where I am. If I get stuck on something, and then they, have these great ideas, and they all come from different backgrounds too. So, and they think like entrepreneurs, right? So, like, you put something in front of them, and they're like, "Why would you do it that way?" Like, you could be doing it this way. Right. It's like, and I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
Right? Exactly. That'd be great having all those minds coming together and focusing on a single project like that. That would be great.
Yeah, it's a good network.
Which leads us to SmartLabels.
Yes, tell us about SmartLabels.
Now, you ran the company, right, up until May, or you ran it after May of 2022?
May of 2022 is when I purchased the company.
Got it.
Yeah, so I purchased it from an engineer who created it, and he decided to sell it. I'm not sure why, because it's a really cool company, and it was growing, and that's. If you get a company that's cool and growing, like hold on to it. That's another piece of advice for
got it.
Any of them out there. But he wanted to sell it and go work on something else, and so I bought it from him and took it from.
So it was already kind of established.
Right. So he had figured out like, okay, I've got these QR code labels. Maybe I'll explain what SmartLabels
Yes,
does.
please. Yes, thank you. Because this is where I'm excited, because my organizational skills are crap.
So I'm gonna show like SmartLabels comes in a pack like this. You can get them on Amazon. Okay. In this pack, there are 48 labels, and there are 4 pages of labels. Each page is a different color, so you can do color categorization, right? So like if you're putting stuff in your garage or your storage unit, you could have the blue could be summer clothes. The red could be holiday decorations. Whatever way you want to categorize it, you can. And so you scan those labels with your phone into the SmartLabels app, and then everything. So like you put the label onto a plastic bin or a box, scan it, and then everything you're going to put in there, you write it down what it is, and you take a picture of it, right? So, for example, I was just down in my garage putting away some camping stuff. And so this is my it's probably hard to see here, but this is my it's going to be hard to see. Yep. We're not going to get that. But basically that's a picture of the box that it's in, and then beneath that it has my Camelback, my headlamp, my jet boil, carabiners, all the things that I need when I go camping.
All of that is in one container.
All of that's in one container, and at the top of that page is a purple label that says 8ROE. So now when I go into the garage, it also says where it is. So it's in a clear plastic bin in the garage on shelf A3.
Wow.
So I know it's on the A wall. I know it's on shelf 3, and all I have to do now is look for a purple label that has the code 8ROE on it.
And it stands out
right there. That's where all my camping stuff is.
Wow.
So I can either do that, or I can search in my phone. I can say, where's my jet boil?
I was just going to say, where is this item? And it'll say in this bin, which is in
this location.
Oh my God.
But like we also have some bins that are like high up or hard to reach. And so with the QR codes, I can actually scan them from pretty far away. And I can know what's in one of my bins that's like up too high to reach without having to go. I just scan it and it brings up everything that's in that bin. So that's SmartLabels. We have lots of features and stuff too. Like there's expiration dates. You can export a PDF or an Excel sheet of all the stuff you've cataloged.
That's great.
Nice.
With like quantity counts and all that kind of stuff. So it's a great, robust app for knowing where your stuff is and staying organized.
Right. And that's so the thing is that's something that everybody can use.
Yes. So it could be a unicorn company.
Everybody has stuff that they need to organize. Wow.
I just moved and I was in a rush to move. I have clothes, utensils, and probably barbecue stuff in one box.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how it all got in there, but it did. And I have no idea where it's at right now in storage.
Yeah. Well, this is the perfect solution for that. And it's interesting. I thought the value in this was like, oh, well, now I'm going to kind of like know where my stuff is, and so I can just type it in. But like, the real value of SmartLabels is have you heard of like offloading? So it's when you like get something out of your brain onto paper or whatever, so you don't have to think about it anymore, right? You can do it before you go to sleep. You can write down all the things you have to do for the next day, so you don't wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. Do you know how much space is taken up in your head by remembering where stuff is around your house?
Wow.
With this, I got it all out of here and into my phone.
Nice.
And now I have all this space to like use on more important stuff than knowing where that thing is I use once a year is. So it's like it's clearing up headspace, and like it actually makes you feel a little bit more zen. Yeah, just like knowing that you don't have to like be worried about what all of that stuff is.
You could create more companies.
You can create more companies, right?
Exactly.
That's why. Well, I am going to be purchasing the QR SmartLabels because I'm going to be moving stuff out again, and I will promise you this, David: I will be organized when I get out of that unit.
It has made me more organized as a person. Like I actually used to be pretty disorganized. I called it organized disorganization. Right, because I kind of knew where everything was generally, and so but like everybody would hate me because they'd be like, oh my God, what is this? And they'd be like, how would you even find this one thing? And I'd go like, oh, it's over here. Yeah. And they'd be like, I don't know how you did that.
Right?
That's like magic. But like
my life.
This sucks. And but now that I like have been able to think more about like the architecture of organization with the app, because you have to think about like, okay, where am I going to put things? What color is going to go where? Right. All those kind of things like makes you kind of rethink the way you organize. And so it's just, not only has it helped me become a more organized person, but like it has pushed me to change the way I think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm like myself, I live in a New York City apartment.
Yes.
Yes.
We need compartmentalization.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then separating like my clothes from my costumes, because I've got costumes, and again, like one might be for theater and one like this is for television. And then I've got a live show coming up that I'm singing at. And, just kind of, I could so use SmartLabels.
Yes.
We have 2 costume boxes at our house, which most of them are mine that I've collected over the years. I think dressing up for parties is awesome.
Sweet.
But being able to be like, oh yeah, where is my Jamaican bobsledder costume?
Yeah,
and be like, oh, it's right here. Don't worry, you got this. You got to know where that is at all times.
I'm thinking outside the box, literally. No, because I have, like Tim just mentioned, costumes. Now I have rolling racks in storage that are filled with costumes, but I'm trying to organize them by maybe if it's a Christmas show or if it's a Valentine show.
Yeah,
I could probably still use the QR Smart Labels, even if it's not in a box, right?
Yeah,
right. It's any container, right?
Right.
Or space. I mean, I even have I have them. I have like shelving in the garage, right, where I have things that are too big to go in a container. So I will like stick the QR code in a little like insert and hook it on to the shelf, so that I know which shelf everything's on when I need to go down and look for it.
Got it.
And then it's scanned into the app, and I know exactly where it is.
Interesting. Wow.
But like, I mean, I just recently, hopefully it comes out next week. I have a how-to video that I finally had professionally done, and the guy that was doing it for me is like, "Oh man, like I need this for all my video equipment."
Right.
Like, I go from like place to place, and like we need to know where all the cables are, where the cords, where the extension cords are, which one goes with what, where all the lighting is, and so now he's taking the labels that I sent him for the video, and he's putting them on all his stuff at work, and now he's going to be able to like figure out where all his things are for his video shoots.
It's a brilliant idea. It really is.
Absolutely.
But we got a little off topic because you were asking me we were talking about when did I purchased it, right?
Yes.
But what was your question again?
How it all began. Smart Labels began for you.
Right. Yeah. So when I purchased it, the engineer, his mom was the one printing the labels. And he was doing the code, and so I started printing them at home. Pretty soon it got bigger, and that wouldn't work anymore. So now I print elsewhere in the country, in Colorado, and it's grown significantly over since I purchased it. And now we're trying to get into some brick and mortar retail, big box retail by the end of the year, and so that way people can either get it online or go to their local store and get it.
Have you tried Staples?
I think Staples would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Probably did. I'm having a conversation with them next week. So we will see what I can do about that.
Oh, good luck.
Crossed. Yeah.
But if people are interested in finding out, they can go to qrsmartlabels.com, correct? And they can also go to Amazon, which I am so happy because if I order it today, it's here tomorrow.
That's right. And there's a bunch of color combos too, right? So I showed you the red, green, blue, yellow, but we also have one that's purple, pink, orange, and turquoise, and then we have a neon colored one as well. So we have 12 different colors you can organize with, and that may not seem like a lot, but actually we don't use all of them in our garage, and we have a lot of organization going on in there.
And the beauty part is they could customize it any way they want.
Any way you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But make a plan. If you're going to use that many colors, make a plan ahead of time. Like, write down on a piece of paper what each color is going to be.
Yeah.
And so that you like kind of architect your organization before you start. And it'll really help you down the road when you start to get into like, oh, where does this land? Where does this land?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And what part of the, what part of storage is this going in?
Right.
And
Kitchen could be files and Now tell us about the app.
About the app. So the app is really easy to use. And it has lots of features. I was saying we have this expiration date feature, which funny story. The reason I created the expiration date feature is I went to this conference and I was having a conversation with an Amazon seller. At the time she sold, or actually now she's selling hermit crab food.
Oh,
so I was like, is there like a market that's big enough for hermit crab food? Or she's like, I'm selling it. So yeah. But she was like, I have this friend who's a snake breeder, and she has to figure out and remember the time to feed the snakes. Like snakes don't eat every day, right? They eat like on a weird schedule. And she's like, it'd be awesome if she could put a QR code and scan it and then like have a countdown date thing or something like that, where she would know, oh, it's time to feed this snake. And I was like, okay, well, like, I don't think that the snake breeding market's that big. So maybe I'll just up level this one and create an expiration date feature, and she can use it however she wants. So
Clever.
That's good.
But I use it for my my spice drawer. I don't know if you guys cook, but like spices go bad.
Yeah.
And so I have one in there, and I just like wrote down in the app, like, here's the date that it expires. And so then I get custom reminders like a month, a week, 3 days. And then I'm just like, oh, I'll go to the store, I'll go buy another one, I'll throw this one out and replace it. And then the spices.
So it'll remind you that it's going to be expiring soon.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you'll never run out, and it's not bad. That's amazing. Brilliant.
Yeah. Mine is usually more like clothes and costumes and stuff, like clothes that fit me, clothes that hopefully will fit me again one day.
Maybe you could use the custom reminders for like, this is my goal date for when this is going to fit again.
Oh, okay.
That is
like,
great.
Hey, you got 2 months to get back into this thing.
One can dream.
Yeah, right.
And David, they can find the app on Play Store.
Yeah, Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Either place. It works on tablets as well. So, use it to your heart's content. You can have more than one person in your account, so you have to share your email and password with them. But like, if you have a business where you want to share it with your employees, or a family where you want to share it with your kids, so that everybody can find stuff and take stuff out when they take it out and all that, it's available. So and that's, you don't need to pay anything more to have multiple users on it. You just sign into the account.
Wow, fabulous.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah. Can't
what
wait.
a brilliant idea. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, so practical. It's something that everybody can use, definitely.
Yeah. It was one of the really attractive things about the business, because I knew myself. I remember like about a month before I bought this business, or even found out about it, I was looking for a Wi-Fi router that was in a box in our garage, and I was like, I know I have it. Yeah, I know it's down there. I spent 45 minutes looking for it, and I was like, what the hell is office odds and ends? Like, what belongs? That could be anything. That could be so many things in office, because my office was like also my son's room at the time. So it could be like, it could be baby toys, or it could be like computer stuff. It's like, and you don't know till you get to the bottom of the box, right? So and I didn't find it. I eventually did find it, so it did exist. But I was like, man, I just wasted 45 minutes of my life looking for something. And I was like, this is going to change everything.
Yeah. It's gonna help me change for sure. And like you said, it's gonna unload this to bring in more creativity, which is great.
Yeah, I agree.
I was wondering, thank you so much for coming on here too, and telling us all about SmartLabels.
Yeah,
of course. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
And
so how do you guys stay organized?
What's that?
How do you guys stay organized?
I do not. I
don't either.
I am. If they were going to make a horror movie about someone who is not organized, I would be the story. I am horrible.
Fairly organized, but I mean, to look around right now, you couldn't tell that, but because I just came out of Pride Month, and I literally would run in, fall asleep, get up, get the next costume, go do the next show, come back, lay down, go to sleep, get out the next costume the next day, go do another show. And it was, so it's right now I'm not overly organized, but I'm usually up here. That's where I'm like, oh yeah, I know that's in this closet, or it's over in this area. And
well, that's my goal before the year is over, to have everything organized and to let you know how I'm doing with my SmartLabels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any questions along the way too, go to qrsmartlabels.com. You can get there through the app if you can't remember that website. And just go to the contact us page. You're actually going to get me because I'm kind of a one-man show. But you'll get me, and you can ask any questions, and I'll get back to you real quickly. So
it's wonderful.
It's another nice thing.
Yeah, that's exactly. Customer service is important too.
Absolutely.
So that's what keeps them coming back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's something that is sorely missing in this country right now.
Yes.
Especially with apps, right? Like, I mean,
and the big corporations, and where you're just like another number. If you stay with them, fine. If you leave, fine. They really don't care.
Well, I think that's the big problem. Even with the apps that are new, I don't think they ever factor in customer service as the most important part of it. It's just, here's the app, this is what you're going to do, and then if something goes wrong, you're out on your own.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I'm going to send an email to help at you name the app, like it's going into the ether. It's never coming back. Right. So the fact that like when people email me and I get back within 2 to 4 hours and they're like, wait, hold on a second.
Right.
This is insane. Who are you?
Right. Or the automatic replies that sometimes you get that Tom, Dick, and Harry are all getting at the same time.
Can't stand it. Can't stand us.
Yeah, me neither. But again, David, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much explaining SmartLabels, helping us out. But we want to play a couple of games before you go, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay. The first one was, brought by David. It's 2 truths and a lie.
I love that.
About David. So Tim and I have to figure out which one is the lie. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the first one is, I have done open water scuba diving with bull sharks.
Oh. The second one is, I wrote a song that is in a full production movie.
And the third one is, I have been rammed by a bull while riding my mountain bike.
These are all good.
Yeah.
These are all really good.
And I'm trying.
Can we ask questions, or is that how it's played? Or do we just guess?
Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah, you can ask questions. Sure.
Okay. So
what's a bull shark?
What's a bull shark?
Yeah.
They are credited for the second most shark attacks in the shark universe, I guess, or community, whatever sharks are part of, after the great white shark. Although they think that they might have a much higher rate than that because people mistake bull sharks as great white sharks.
Right. Yeah, that's what
they're the probably the second biggest shark that's out there, not including the whale shark, but
wow,
they're very big sharks.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, so you did open water scuba diving. Where was this at?
This would be in Fiji.
Oh, Fiji. The only thing I close to Fiji was the water that I drank. What movie did your song appear in?
It was a movie called Pink. And again, full production. It wasn't like a big multi-million-dollar.
Okay.
It didn't hit the box office huge, but that was the name of it.
Oh.
What kind of a song was it? Was it like a slow love song? Was it a rock song? Was it
an acoustic guitar song, love song, about a girl a guy who was really in love with this girl, but just couldn't figure out a way to get with her.
Okay. Oh my God, he's not making it easy, Tim.
I know. Okay, getting rammed by a bull while riding your mountain bike.
Where were you when you were riding your bike?
It's in San Jose, on a ranch, and that is where that happened.
Oh.
So were you in like a field or something? Like why was there a bull there?
So I was riding the bike on a fire road, right? Like a dirt road, on a ranch. And the bull was like in front and got scared at first. And then, so like was kind of running away and then changed its mind.
Oh, okay.
All right, David, I really liked you in the beginning of this interview, but right now I don't like to lose.
Any of these were, so two of these are true and one of these is not.
I am going to say I believe number one is a lie.
So you think the bull sharks is a lie? You think your bull sharks are bullshit?
Yeah.
I wrote a song in a full.
That would be really convenient.
Oh wow. I tend to agree with you, but I think I'm going to go with the bull. I think the bull is bullshit. Okay.
I'm going to say number two is true because of your bio, because you love to write music, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm going to say 1. Tim, you say 3?
I'll say 3.
All right. Which one?
Which one is the lie? 2.
What?
Oh my God, that's great.
No way. I was so, because I saw your bio and I'm like, no, 2 is.
So I did write a song.
Yeah.
It was selected to be in that movie, but the movie was never made.
Oh man.
No. So there's some.
I could have swore I heard of the movie called Pink.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. You got,
yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
That was fun.
You guys, your deductive reasoning was amazing, and I didn't actually think of the fact that both of the other ones had bull and bullshit for them.
Yeah, right.
It made it even better. I mean, you guys dug in and found the good stuff.
Yeah, we were in it. Unfortunately, now when I go away, I'm probably going to be bit by a bull shark. So thanks, David.
Yeah. While you're drinking Fiji water.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, now we have our second game, which is our side. Tim's going to explain how it happens.
Okay. Basically, what we do is we'll give you 2 choices. Like, do you like it hot or do you like cold?
Okay.
And then
Don't answer.
But don't answer. And then he and I will write down what we think you're going to say. I'm ready.
Okay.
So do you prefer hot or do you prefer cold?
Is that a real question this time?
Yes.
Okay.
This is like the practice round.
Yeah, you could say.
Now you answer.
Do I get to ask questions for you?
No. Nope. You just say, because we're going to try to figure out what you like. Do you like hot?
No, I don't get to clarify.
Cold? Nope. You just say what you like. Yep.
Do you like hot or do you like cold?
I like cold.
Damn.
No, he says he goes swimming with the freaking sharks.
It's cold in that water.
All right. Okay. Tim gets a point. Not happy.
Yes.
Okay, next question. All right. A trip to New York City. Well, this isn't fair.
What?
I'll change it up a little bit. Trip to New York City or a trip to Las Vegas?
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, I can't say California because that's where he's from, so that's not
right.
It's easy point for me.
Okay.
But
I got one here.
Go ahead. You
all
say
right.
David.
I'm going Vegas all the way.
Really? I had New York.
Oh, I love Vegas. I love Vegas. I used to go quarterly to Vegas when I lived in LA. I just love going there. Because there's so many different ways to experience Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a different time every time you go.
Yeah.
I'm just a Vegas guy.
I will be
New York is very fun too. Don't get me wrong. I love New York, but
I'll be there in August. I'm going to Vegas in August. I can wait. Love it. Okay, movie night out or movie night at home?
Oh. Okay. I'm ready.
David, remember, I don't like to lose.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, good.
I'm going with movie night out because since I've had kids, I don't get to do that anymore.
I had out. That's exactly my thinking. That was exactly my thinking.
Did you see how excited I was? Because I thought I wrote out. I was like,
it's really close. So I do like a movie night at home though too, because they're nice and relaxing.
Right. But I would imagine with the kids, it would be a nice change of pace to go out. Yeah.
Oh, so nice.
Okay. You have a choice to go to the opera or a rock concert. You could just move your lips if you want. He's not looking.
Loose lips.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
All right, I'm going rock concert.
Rock.
Yeah, rock. Yeah.
Rock.
If you said classical, like orchestra thing, I think it would have been a little harder because I really do like that stuff. But the opera, I can't. The singing is, I can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah,
it's like the whole time I'm like, what I want to know what you're singing. I know what you're so upset about.
Yeah. Tim won that. Unfortunately, yes. I did not. We'll still air the episode. David, thank you again so much. Oh my
God, David. Yeah, this was great.
You guys, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me on. It was a real pleasure. I had a wonderful evening here with you.
Same.
And it's just so thoughtful to bring me on and chat with you.
It's wonderful. It's always great to see people succeed and have great ideas like this. This is wonderful. And again, people can visit qrsmartlabels.com, and they can also visit Amazon or go to the Play Store. And I believe on Apple, you said too, to find the app QR Smart Labels.
And when you're on Amazon, just do a search for Smart Labels as one word, and it'll show up.
Perfect.
Very good.
Thank you, David. David, this is the part where we wave goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.